Who are we listening to?
609. What you want, man? What? Alright, we're too old for this shit. You're right. My bad.
Roll the credits.
SHORYUFLICKS. Time Travel Tuesday.
What's up, everyone? Thank you for watching another episode of SHORYUFLICKS. My name is Maersky, and this is my boy, Will. Today's going to be a special episode because it's Time Travel Tuesday. Basically in Time Travel Tuesday, we pick a throwback movie to review. This movie that we picked this time was Teen Wolf from 1985. I actually have a pretty special connection to this movie because it was a movie that my cousin gave to me actually for Christmas of 1986. So I was actually 5 years old when he gave me this tape.
I was just born.
You're a jerk.
Just rubbing it in.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was for a Christmas gift that my cousin Jerry. What's up, G? He gave me to watch. Actually, my cousin Jerry, just a backstory, has been a very big, influential person in my life, and I just want to thank you for actually introducing me to all of these kind of different types of movies while I was at a very tender age. You might not have known what you were doing, but you were creating a monster. Anyway, thanks, G. So to get back to Teen Wolf has a very special connection to me because this is the actual first time I've ever seen Michael J. Fox act in anything. I saw this before I saw Back to the Future. And the backstory that I came to know was that he actually shot this before, I think he shot this before Back to the Future.
Did he?
And they never released it until he got famous from Back to the Future.
Smart move.
Yep.
That was a smart move.
Yeah, very smart move on the studio's part.
I
So,
didn't know that.
Teen Wolf, Will, I know, like you recently just kind of watched it for the review.
Yep, I did.
How was it?
For a movie that I shot 30 years ago, it holds its value and entertainment level very, very well. Definitely made some questionable choices for fashion back in the day.
Yeah.
We'll probably get criticized just like we're criticizing the 80s now. But in terms of the actual entertainment value of it, I liked it a lot because the fact that it shows you that no matter how much time goes by, things almost relatively stay the same.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, you might talk a little different, it might look a little different in terms of what clothes you wear, but the themes and you know, high school acceptance and everything like that is still very prevalent in our society.
At all. Wow.
Nope.
Yep.
Not one thing. But yeah, I liked it a lot. Michael J. Fox is one of my personal favorite actors. It was nice to see him running through hallways and slipping around and slipping slides, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's because I held it so close to my childhood. This was actually one of my favorite movies of all time. If I ever see it on cable, I basically just leave it on. It's a really nice for the younger generation out there. It's a nice, entertaining movie from the '80s that wasn't done by John Hughes. You know?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, it's for real. Okay, so watchability.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it. Watchability. Again, for the fact that it's a 30-year-old movie and it was filmed in it got released in '85. Watchability is surprisingly held its value very well. Mm-hmm. I definitely give it. I don't give it a perfect score, just because it has lost a little bit of its luster because of all the time's gone by. But I give it a solid 4 out of 5, just because. While some of the acting was definitely not the greatest,
mm-hmm.
but Michael J. Fox did his thing. Susan Ursitti.
Yeah.
She did a good job as a Booth.
Who I've seen in nothing else besides this movie, which is really just kind of surprising.
I did some research on her. She really didn't do much after that.
Wow.
By choice.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just had that girl next door look. You would have thought something else would.
I looked her up to see what she's been up to, and also she's has 3 kids now or something like that. That makes sense. I mean, 30 years ago by, you probably have a family by now. But
yeah.
Actually, my favorite character in the entire movie was Styles.
Yeah, Jerry Levine.
I mean, I like to see what kind of t-shirts he wore in every scene because some of them were just absolutely ridiculous.
Right.
In terms that...
What are you looking at, dick nose?
What does dick nose even mean? I don't understand. Does a dick look like a... Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, watchability-wise, I loved it. 4 out of 5, strong 4, not even a borderline 4. It was a strong 4.
Yeah.
And just I liked it because it also had some moral value to it as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
Talking about being yourself as opposed to being cool or
Right.
what everyone else thinks to be cool, and accepting yourself as who you are and pushing that to the limits as opposed to just kind of settling to be the cool guy.
Right.
So anyway, what do you think?
So for me, again, I'm playing it close to the childhood, so it's strong for almost a 5, but I'm not going to give it a 5 just because rewatching it now that I'm older, it's definitely dated. But the acting is pretty strong. I mean, for a PG movie back in the day, this actually qualified for a PG movie. So here's what.
Not this.
It wouldn't qualify for a PG movie. PG-13, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely not R, but for being a PG movie back in the day with the language they got away with in a PG movie, the
Dick nose.
On a T-shirt, for real.
Dick nose. I can't get over it.
The one scene where Pam is doing her thing with him in the dressing room. That's kind of
that actually caught me off guard. I was like, wait, what?
yeah.
Is this
PG?
It's a side boob now? What the hell's going on?
What? Okay, but watchability for me, I could keep watching it. So it's basically a four if not a strong 4 if not a 5. So definitely take a look at it for the entertainment value and the acting, which will bring us next to the next category is the fun factor. For me, definitely a lot of fun. Definitely kind of one of the most fun movies that you'll ever watch from the 80s. Again, that wasn't directed by John Hughes. John Hughes did a lot of teen comedies that dealt with growing up, coming of age stories. Again, this wasn't the Breakfast Club type of cast. It was Michael J. Fox and basically a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah, I mean, a few of them continue to act as the years have gone by, but definitely it wasn't. You didn't have any like major superstars come out of this movie besides Michael J. Fox. For me, fun factor wise, it was definitely a very fun movie. Again, for me, I have a very hard time watching movies that are older, just because it's a lot of times not relatable, or just the way it's shot. It's like, oh, it's so boring. I can't do this.
Yeah.
But this one, it definitely was. It stayed fun. What the kind of thing is what made it fun was like the amount of certain things that are just completely ridiculous in it. Where what's the character where they're surfing on top of the van? It was Styles, right?
Styles, yeah.
It was Styles, yeah.
Styles is he started in the beginning. He started surfing on the van, and then Michael J. Fox was driving, and then all of a sudden his ear goes up.
Yeah, and he like swerves.
At this point, he doesn't know he's a werewolf yet. So he's like, "What?
Why am I?
First of all, in real life, Styles would have flew off that car the way he swerved.
Yeah, it's funny. Also, again, that's the fun factor. When Michael J. Fox was surfing the van, and he was doing like back handsprings. I'm like, that would never happen.
But it was fun to see.
It was. So there was a lot of parts that were really fun to watch. I actually genuinely enjoyed watching Scotty trying to. Well, it's more so Booth trying to get with Scotty. I liked actually the progression of that, where it was all he initially was like, "No, wait, I don't want anything to do with you because you're like my sister." After he found out that his dad had a lifelong friendship with his mom, and they knew that they were meant to be together as they grew up, I think he started to see as Booth as more like a partner as opposed to a friend.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Although there was that scene where in a closet he like scratches her back, I'm like, what is going on? This is supposed to be a PG movie.
Right, again, PG movie back in the 80s. Oh my gosh. I think that was more just there was an attraction there. Yeah. And then if you're in a closet with a pretty girl, like
she was very pretty.
You're gonna get excited. Fun factor for me, again, playing it close to the childhood, if I watch it today, it's still pretty fun. Especially, you know what was fun also? This movie, when I was younger, got me interested in basketball. Because it's
ironic.
It's basically how everyone discovers that he's a werewolf. And then if you haven't seen this movie in the last 30 years, it's on YouTube too.
Don't do it.
Believe it or not. The way that everyone finds out that he's a werewolf is that he wolfs out during a basketball game.
Wolfs out.
Right?
That's a good term.
He wolfs out during a basketball game.
And the funny part is if you like watching that movie and you just watching Michael J. Fox play basketball, he would be garbage in today's game.
He's not even John Stockton.
It's his. He had one of those a push shot.
Yeah, and he jumped. If anybody ever noticed too, he jumped when he was shooting a free throw.
Yep. And then one leg was up.
One leg was up.
Yep. But to give Michael J. Fox credit, he did a good job. He pulled it off very well.
Yeah. Fun factor.
Yes. Fun factor. I definitely give it.
I had to give it a 5.
I was teetering on 4, but I think I'm gonna give it a 5.
5.
Yeah, because it is that fun and it's held its value. That's going to be my reoccurring theme for the rest of the review.
Mm-hmm. Tone was actually pretty even throughout the entire.
Pretty even.
I mean, it was a coming of age story. There was no.
It's a feel good story.
It's a feel good story. There's nothing I don't think there's anything deeper to go into. Do you have anything deeper to go into that?
Not really. I mean, I like. You know what bothered me? Not that it bothered me. I like that initially in the beginning, the Scott Howard character and Marty McFly share something very similar, where they felt like they're destined for more.
Yeah.
And they felt like they were kind of closed within a box by being in their high school. You know, Scott Howard wanted to be, maybe get into like the whole performing arts thing, and this is I don't want to go in my dad's hardware store. I don't want to go into that business. And then Marty McFly the same thing. He's like, oh, I want to be a rock star. Being in this town is not for me. So with that, I found it a little just ironic because the fact that those movies came out right at the same time. It was almost the same character in the beginning, but Sky definitely progressed more than I think Marty McFly ever would, if you could make the argument, because Marty McFly ended up being a bum, which makes me sad. But tone-wise, I thought it was definitely a pretty even, feel-good story, coming of age, like you said, and also I think the dad played a very good role in there.
Slightly corny, but not really. It's actually a good kind of corny. So I give it a 4.
I agree. Tone, I'll give it a 4. Yeah.
I actually got a bonus question to ask you. What if they combined Back to the Future with Teen Wolf? What kind of movie do you think that would be?
Too much.
A werewolf travels in time.
Because now you got to
change his future.
Now you got 2 dads
from the past.
Which dad would you choose? Which one? And this has nothing to do with the movie. Which dad do you think was a better dad?
Crispin Glover, Marty McFly's dad.
Really? Why?
Just the progression of him being kind of a dork to being he went from being again a lovable kind of dork in the movie to being like basically the hero. If you think about Back to the Future, it's really all about the progression of the parents, and the acting of Crispin Glover, who played the dad, was actually just I don't want to say stronger than James Hampton, who played Scott Howard's dad. James Hampton, Scott Howard's dad, was actually just kind of the mentor, Yoda type of father that Scott Howard looked to get advice. Where in Back to the Future, he didn't really get that feel from his dad. He always thought his dad was a loser until he went back in time and found out why. Until he fixed it. So there was a better progression there as far as character goes, and for me in Back to the Future. Whereas in Teen Wolf, you pretty much got the mentor dad from James Hampton.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. I would have gone the other way, but
okay.
I like the fact that James Hampton as the father. Again, he did play the mentor role where he was kind of like, I wanted to wait till you actually saw that you was a wolf. I didn't want to tell you because you wouldn't believe me.
Right.
But I think the one thing that sets it apart was him, he knew when to say, listen, you need to stop acting like a fucking idiot and actually take responsibility for your abilities and not go crazy with it.
Yeah. But
then also when, he got into a little bit of trouble with the principal or the vice principal, his dad stepped right in and was like, listen, I messed you up early in your life and made you pee your pants. Don't make me do it again.
Right.
I thought it was pretty badass.
Marty
McFly's dad would have never done that.
Right.
George would have been like, you win. I lose. That's why.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Two different sides of the story.
Pace and editing.
Again, this is there's a lot of quality as far as editing goes in the older movies, mainly because if you messed it up, you had to do it over and over and over again. There was no digital back then. Yeah. It was all film, and you had to get the take right. If you messed it up, they'd have to redo everything. Like they'd have to recut, reshoot, recut, and they had to get it right almost all the time because you couldn't erase and then start over again, much like we do with these reviews. But yeah, there's a lot of good quality editing and acting in the popular teen 80s movies, just because you had to.
Yeah.
This is no different. I like the pace was again steady throughout the entire movie. The editing was awesome, especially during the transformation sequence where you couldn't really, because he was changing, you couldn't really tell.
That was actually very
on.
impressive.
Yeah.
For the 80s, showing like the moving,
Right.
the structure of the face actually shifting. I was like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
they could do this in the 80s. That's impressive.
Yeah. Well, what came out before that was Thriller, when Michael Jackson turned into the werewolf. So
right.
that kind of that would be the same kind of technique. By the way, if you ever want to see a great werewolf transformation, and we might get to this maybe in October because of Halloween. 1981, American Werewolf in London, best werewolf transformation scene, in my opinion, ever.
I actually haven't watched that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you got to take a look at that. Better than The Howling, because everything kind of came after that.
Yeah.
Or I guess everything, yeah. When that one werewolf sidebar again, when this one werewolf transformation came out, this is the one that kind of set the precedent for transformation scenes after that.
Non-CG.
Non-CG.
Yeah.
Very
important part.
The Benicio del Toro Wolfman, where he transforms, that's CG.
Yeah.
And it takes away from... And the sequel to American Werewolf in London, which was American Werewolf in Paris, all CG, which kind of... It destroyed the movie, in my opinion, because when you see the werewolf... when you see the girl transform into the werewolf, you can tell it's a computer.
Oh, yeah.
That came out around the early 2000s. That wasn't... Back then, computer-generated graphics were not... Or imagery was not that great. But back to the movie. Sorry. Sidebar again. It was a sidebar again. Yeah, the editing throughout the entire movie, going from the party, going from when he first transforms, it sets the tone, which we already give a 4 out of 5, in a nice place, and it's a nice payoff at the end, where he saves the day with 2 free throws, coming back down from almost 30 points.
That's actually the movie that's the part of the movie I remember the most. Him, the last final seconds with the 2 free throws,
right?
And his you know what? Also, I was like, why is what's his character's name?
Standing in front of him.
Why is he standing in front of him under the backboard?
Because it's a movie.
Like, why is the referee not moving the guy, and why?
Another thing that would never happen in real life, but it had a lot of dramatic effect. Because what if they allowed that in an actual game where the dude that fouled you,
LeBron James would miss every single free throw,
would stare at you from underneath the basket while you're shooting the free throw?
Like, just staring at him. Like, again, I think they overdid the sweating a little bit, because literally, like, he was like dropping sweat down their hair, and they all had long hair back then, apparently.
Right.
I'm like, wait, why are you standing there, man? You're not allowed to stand there.
Yeah.
The referee should be pulling you aside, and there should be 3 people lined up on the side of you. That makes... Anyway.
All that aside, I think editing actually for me gets a 5.
I'll give it a 5 out of 5 just because, again, back in the 80s, we didn't have digital film to work with where you could just cut and paste, or you can just delete and start all over. You have to use the same roll.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't notice any mistakes. I noticed they reused a couple of scenes, especially during the games. They reused a few of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
But the editing was good, so you don't notice it until you watch the movie a couple times. There is a scene in there that they got messed up. It's a very famous scene at the very end of the movie, and here it is.
Is that a dick? Why is that guy's dick out? Wait, what? I don't understand.
Apparently, the legend goes that there was a very overzealous extra that was in the movie that during the very end of Teen Wolf, where they're all celebrating and Scott's dad comes to hug him and Boof. It's nothing that was caught, I guess, until the internet arrived, where everyone could just post it and everyone could see it now. But there is a dude with his genitals hanging out right next to Scott Howard's dad in the movie at the very end, and then he notices at the end. I don't even know if he noticed that when he was standing up, his dick was hanging out. Because at the very end, he also right when Scott Howard's dad goes to hug Scott, he zips up his pants, or maybe that was deliberate. But that is one of the most famous editing mistakes in this movie. Oh,
This is genuinely a response. I've never seen that before.
maybe editing should get a 4.
Okay, now we're gonna take it down to a 4 because of
We'll
that.
take editing down to a 4 because of that. But
wow, yikes!
Up until that point, editing was great. Moving on.
Last but not least, acting.
Acting. Do we even have to? I mean, the acting was great. There was nothing that was bad about the acting in the movie. It was all genuinely portrayed. There's another thing though with me is that one thing about 80s movies, 80s high school movies, is that none of them actually look like they belong in high school.
True.
Seriously?
That's a good point.
None of them in the 80s, they casted... Well, they still do this sometimes, but they'll actually find somebody that actually looks younger.
Yeah.
None of them actually look like they belonged in high school, but it didn't take away from the acting. Look, because I saw this when I was younger, when I got to high school, I thought everyone was going to be that big and that mature. And
act like Mick.
Yeah, it wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Everyone was still kind of just...
skinny and figuring themselves out.
Yeah, figuring themselves out.
Yeah.
But yeah, acting, top notch, I think. I'll give it a 4.
I had a few things in terms of acting that I had problems with. I think Jerry Levine as Styles did a very good job because he played like that crazy friend that, that hopefully everyone has at least one of those.
Yeah.
That pushes your limits to be frank about it. Michael J. Fox did a good job. Again, I liked Susan Ursity's performance as Boof. Especially that scene where she's playing one-on-one with Scott's dad. I don't know why I like that scene so much. I thought it was kind of cool.
It's something that you can kind of relate to if you have a best friend like that, who's very close with your family and you're close with their family. It's a nice relatable scene. Yeah.
It's a feel-good scene.
Yeah, feel-good scene.
I think that's also like when they actually cross that threshold. Like, okay, you know what? Let's give this a shot. Be my date for the dance. So, but yeah, I think Susan Ursitti did a good job. The one problem I had was with Mick, the main villain of this movie. Yeah, who looked
if anybody looked way too old to me.
Too old. And then when he actually got in that scuffle with him at the dance, and after he got his shirt ripped, after he got his shirt ripped, it was like his trash talk was just so not good. It was. I'm like, if you were talking trash to me that way, I would go there and just punch you in the face. I wouldn't be scared anymore. Just by the level of your trash talk was so subpar.
Stay away from her. I'm warning you.
Really? Are
Stick
you
with your own kind, freak?
I was like I wouldn't be
scared. Tramp.
I wouldn't. Oh yeah. Someone called my girl a tramp. And what? I would have gone to jail and everything, but it would have been a whole different movie.
That would have been more like the Green Inferno.
Yeah.
Let's not go back to that.
Tearing arms off. Anyway, but yeah, I think acting was good. I'm not giving it a perfect 5 out of 5 just because again, it wasn't a perfectly acted movie. But yeah, 4 out of 5 is a fair score to me.
Nice.
Yeah.
So to wrap up this Time Travel Tuesday review of Teen Wolf on SHORYUFLICKS, we gave the watchability a.
I gave it 4 out of 5.
I gave it a 5. I gave the fun factor a 5. Will gave it a
5 out of 5.
I gave the tone a 4. Will gave it a
same thing. 4.
I gave the pace and editing a 4. Will gave it a
same thing. 4.
And we gave the acting a solid 4.
A solid 4.
Which gave the total verdict of Teen Wolf to be a B. Thanks for watching this episode of SHORYUFLICKS on Time Travel Tuesday. My name is Maersky.
I'm Will.
Thanks a lot.
Adios.
Flicks.